Okay, so today I'm doing the task 1, that is before reading and predicting. So I'm going to start with the first question. The first question is, what will the man leaning over Morrissey Bridge do? I think it's A, kill himself, because no one will go in the middle of the night and in the middle of the cold to a bridge only to smoke, and that's not usual. And that bridge was known for being suicidal, and that bridge was also over a deep river. So I think the circumstances are perfect for a suicide. The second question is, what does the murderer kill on Christmas? Who does the murderer kill on Christmas Eve? And I think is C, a relation, because I read the first pages and I read that Celia was Charles' sister. So maybe Celia killed the lover or girlfriend of Charles, and that would kill not only Charles' relation between he and the lover or girlfriend, but also the relation between Celia and Charles. I think that would be very interesting. Also, okay, the third question is, what does the heroine of the story want to save people from? I think it's a fire, because I read the biography of the author and it says that the author really likes giving psychological twists to her short stories, and I also think the main character maybe had things for fires, or maybe she felt attracted to fire or misfortunes. And now the fourth question is, who goes to the electric chair? And I think it's A, Curtis Colt, because maybe Curtis Colt is the main character of the story, and maybe he have committed a crime, like for example murder, and as a punishment he need to go to the electric chair. Now the fifth question is, what does Louise find on the lipstick? And I think it's C, the owner's initial, because maybe someone had been recently murdered and in the crime scene they found the lipstick with the owner's initial. I think that would be very mysterious and interesting, and that would lead the reader to conclusions, and I think that is very fun when you are reading. The sixth question is, what is the result of Susan's laziness? And I think is A, murder, because as you know we are reading American crime stories, and the stories that are in this book are mainly about murder and crime. So I think it's murder. That would be like usual, and I think the readers expect that. And this final question is, what is the motive behind the armed attack on Coffin now? And I think it's C, hunger. I think it's hunger of money, treasures, land, because maybe some robbers planned this armed attack and they wanted something precious, some precious things that they didn't have, and obviously they wanted to have, and so they are hungry about money. Now I'm doing a brief biography of the authors of American Crime, of the short stories that are in American Crime Stories. I'm going to start with Lawrence Block. Lawrence Block was born in 1938 and actually lives in New York, and he has won various awards. For example, the Mystery Writers of American Edgar Award, that is very famous between the writers and authors of America, and he has written two popular series of crimes novels. Now, Stanley Elin. Stanley Elin was born in New York in 1916 and died there in 1986. Before he started writing, he was a steel worker, farmer, and a teacher. He is best known for his short stories. He, as Lawrence Block, had won the Mystery Writers of America Edgar Award 3 times, and also won the Grandmaster Award for Lifetime Achievement. Now, Danny Dashiell Hammett. Hammett was born in Maryland in 1894 and died in 1961. For some years, he worked for the famous Pinkerton Detective Agency, and that is where he first felt attracted about mysterious and crime. And he used that experience for his writing. His first short stories appeared in the magazine Black Mask, and his first famous novel was The Maltese Falcon. And now, Patricia Highsmith. Patricia Highsmith was born in Texas in 1921 and grew up in New York, but lived much of her life in Europe. Her first book was very famous, and also she really likes to give psychological twists to her short stories. For example, The Heroine, that is a very good example about the psychological twists, because the main character of The Heroine was a little crazy, to say it like that. Also, she died in 1995. Now, John Lutz. John Lutz, born in 1939 in Dallas, he wrote short stories under many names. He used to be a builder and a truck driver. He's best known for Private Eye is Not There. Um, Now, Nancy Picard. Nancy Picard was born in 1945 and writes novels and short stories. In some of them, she talks about crime, mostly of all of them. She lives at Kansas with his husband and son. And she started writing at 35 years old. Mary Roberts Reinhardt. Mary Roberts Reinhardt was born in 1876 in Pittsburgh, and she became writer in order to obtain money because her family was experiencing many financial problems on her childhood. She read short stories and mystery novels. Her first book came out in 1908. She became one of the highest authors in America. She died in 1958.